What is going on with James Gunn's Batman Brave and the Bold? It's a movie that seems to be constantly in the news because it's such a confusing thing, because we're talking about having two different Batman already. We're talking about having Matt Reeves stuff going on while James Gunn is doing Batman Brave and the Bold, which is supposed to be a completely different Batman. That's already confusing enough, but it seems like James Gunn has no idea what's going on either. Recently, when talking to Screen Rant, he said, "We'll have to see what we're doing with Batman and figure that out." So obviously, we know some basics about where it's going with Batman, but we're also figuring some things out, so everything's fluid. So that's a pretty brief answer, but he doesn't seem 100% sure on what he's doing, which is confusing to me, because this it was announced years ago now, and I have a feeling that there's been a lot of studio talk to figure out how this Batman's going to balance with the Matt Reeves Batman going on, because it's completely normal in the comics to have two separate Batmen from two separate writers, two separate takes on the character running at the exact same time. But when it comes to the movies, that doesn't really happen. Brave and the Bold is one of the movies that James Gunn announced that I'm really looking forward to, because this is supposed to be completely different than the Matt Reeves Batman. Not saying anything bad about that movie, just based on how James Gunn is, how Superman turned out, stuff like that. I think this is going to be a very different Batman. This isn't going to be, Matt Reeves or Christopher Nolan or that grounded, gritty. I think it's going to embrace the campiness, which I like a balance there. Sometimes I like a darker Batman, and sometimes I like a little campier Batman. Just depends on my mood. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to do, but James Gunn is still figuring it out. And that might mean that this movie might be a little bit further off than a lot of us want it to be.